Hola, amigos. Tonight we journey into the heart of Mexico for Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. This is a time when the streets come alive with color, music, and joy. Now, don't let the name scare you. It's not about fear or sadness. This is not a day of mourning. It's a time to celebrate life, to remember those we've loved and lost. It's a festival that honors the cycle of life and death. Imagine a world where death is not the end, but a doorway that opens once a year. A doorway through which our loved ones can return to celebrate with us. They come back to enjoy the festivities, to be with their families once more. That's the spirit of Dia de los Muertos, a tradition thousands of years old. It blends ancient Aztec rituals with Catholic influences. From October 31st to November 2nd, the veil between worlds thins. The air is filled with the scent of marigolds and incense. The spirits of the departed, our ancestors, come home to visit. They are drawn by the love and memories we hold for them. We welcome them with open arms, with music, with food, with stories. The altars are adorned with their favorite foods and drinks. Dia de los Muertos is a celebration of life and death, a vibrant tapestry woven with ancient traditions and deep love. It's a time when the past and present merge. It's a time to remember, to share, and to keep the memory of our loved ones alive. Through these acts, we ensure they are never forgotten.
Central to this celebration are the ofrendas, the altars we build in our homes. These are not places of mourning, no. They are vibrant, colorful tributes to our loved ones who have passed on. We adorn the ofrendas with photos of our loved ones, their favorite foods and drinks. We light candles to guide their way home, and the scent of copal incense fills the air, a sacred aroma that cleanses and purifies. And then there are the cempasúchil, the marigolds. Their vibrant orange petals guide the spirits home, their pungent aroma a familiar beacon in the night. Imagine, these flowers create a fragrant path from the land of the dead all the way to our doorsteps.
And who could forget the sugar skulls? These whimsical creations adorned with colorful icing and sparkling glitter are not morbid symbols. They represent death with a playful wink, a reminder that life is fleeting and we should embrace every moment. Each sugar skull is personalized, inscribed with the name of the departed. They are placed on the ofrendas as sweet offerings, a reminder of the sweetness of life, even in death. Imagine biting into a sugar skull, its sweetness a reminder of the joy our loved ones brought into our lives. It's a bittersweet experience, a reminder that life and death are forever intertwined.
Now gather close, amigos, as I share a tale whispered on the eve of Dia de los Muertos. A story about a young boy named Miguel and his encounter with a mischievous spirit on the night the veil between worlds thinned. Miguel lived in a small pueblo nestled high in the mountains of Mexico. He loved listening to his abuela's stories about Dia de los Muertos, about the spirits that visited on this special night. One year, on the eve of the celebration, Miguel wandered off to the local cemetery. The air was thick with the scent of copal and marigolds, and the soft glow of candlelight illuminated the tombstones. The full moon hung heavy in the sky, casting long, eerie shadows across the cemetery. Miguel felt a shiver run down his spine, but he was more curious than afraid. He wanted to see the spirits for himself. As he wandered deeper into the cemetery, he noticed a faint light flickering near the old mausoleum. He cautiously approached, his heart pounding in his chest. The air grew colder, and he could hear the faint whisper of music. Peeking through the cracked-open door of the mausoleum, Miguel saw a group of skeletons dressed in colorful serapes and sombreros, playing guitars and singing. They were having a fiesta. Section 6. A basket of treats, a promise kept. One of the skeletons, a friendly-looking fellow with a handlebar moustache, noticed Miguel peeking in from the doorway. His eyes twinkled with a mischievous yet welcoming glint. He winked at the boy and beckoned him closer with a gentle wave of his bony hand, as if inviting an old friend. Miguel hesitated for a moment, his heart pounding with a mix of excitement and nervousness, before finally stepping inside the room filled with vibrant decorations and the scent of marigolds. The skeletons welcomed him with open arms, their smiles wide and warm. They offered him pan de muerto and atole, traditional treats that filled the air with a sweet aroma. They gathered around him, sharing stories of their past lives and cracking jokes that made Miguel laugh until his sides hurt. The room was filled with joy and laughter, a celebration of life and memory. Miguel had never felt so welcomed, so accepted. The warmth of the skeleton's hospitality made him feel like he was part of their family, a bond that transcended the boundaries of life and death. As the first rays of dawn pierced through the cracks in the mausoleum walls, casting a golden glow on the decorations, it was time for the spirits to return to their world. The festive atmosphere began to quiet down. The skeleton with the handlebar moustache approached Miguel, handing him a beautifully decorated basket filled with sugar skulls and pan de muerto. It was a gift of remembrance and love. "Remember us," he said with a wink, his voice filled with a gentle warmth, "and tell your family we love them." Miguel nodded, his heart full of emotion. He knew he would carry this night with him forever, a promise kept and a bond that would never fade.
Section 7. A tapestry of life and death. Miguel woke up the next morning in his bed, the basket of treats beside him. The aroma of freshly baked pan de muerto filled the room, mingling with the sweet scent of sugar skulls. He couldn't be sure if it was a dream, or if he had truly met the spirits of the dead. The vivid images of ghostly apparitions and the serene cemetery lingered in his mind. But one thing was certain, he understood the true meaning of Dia de los Muertos. It was a revelation that transcended the boundary between the living and the dead. It wasn't a day to fear death, but a day to celebrate life and the memories of those we love. The vibrant parades and heartfelt gatherings were a testament to this celebration. It was a day to remember that death is not the end, but a doorway to another world. The marigold petals, like a golden path, led to a place where the living and the dead could reunite. From that day forward, Miguel embraced Dia de los Muertos with open arms. He found joy in helping his family set up the ofrenda, carefully placing marigolds and photos of loved ones. He helped his family build their ofrenda, sharing stories of his adventure in the cemetery. Each story was a thread in the tapestry of their shared history. And every year, he left a special offering of pan de muerto and sugar skulls at the old mausoleum, a gesture that became a cherished tradition. A reminder of his promise to the friendly skeleton with the handlebar moustache. This act of remembrance was his way of honoring the bond he had formed with the spirits, a bond that would last a lifetime.
Section 8. A global fiesta. Dia de los Muertos is more than just a Mexican holiday. It's a celebration of life and death that resonates with people all over the world. In an age where death is often feared and avoided, Dia de los Muertos offers a different perspective. It reminds us that death is a natural part of life and that our loved ones never truly leave us. Their memory lives on in our hearts, in our stories, and in the traditions we pass down through generations. From the streets of Mexico City to the cemeteries of Los Angeles, from the cobblestone streets of Spain to the bustling markets of the Philippines, people are embracing the spirit of Dia de los Muertos.
Section 9. Day of the Dead, a legacy of love and remembrance. So as you light a candle this Dia de los Muertos, remember that it's not just about remembering those who have passed on. It's about celebrating their lives, sharing their stories, and keeping their memory alive in our hearts. It's about embracing the cycle of life and death, understanding that they are two sides of the same coin. And it's about cherishing every moment we have with our loved ones, both living and departed. For in the end, love and memory are the greatest gifts we can give and receive. And that, amigos, is the true spirit of Dia de los Muertos.